Andre and his friends, just a group of farmers with no formal training, spent months building a homemade ferry with a 30-ton capacity. It was their dream to move farm equipment and harvests across the river, all on a budget. Today was launch day. Everyone watched as Andre drove a tractor onto the ferry. At first, everything looked great, and then, boom! The ferry tipped and flipped, sending the tractor straight into the river. Luckily, Andre escaped unharmed. Everyone laughed, not at the accident, but at his wild courage, and most of all, because he was safe. A crane stood tall on the frozen river, its arm reaching deep beneath the thick sheet of ice. Slowly, it began to lift something heavy from below. Everyone watched in silence as bubbles broke the surface and the ice cracked under tension. Was it a shipwreck? Or maybe some mysterious relic lost beneath the frozen current? Bit by bit, the object began to rise. A massive, rusted shape emerged, cold metal glinting under the pale winter sun. And then it became clear. It was a construction machine. Months ago, during a winter land leveling project, it had slipped and vanished into the icy river. Until now. The past, frozen in time, finally pulled back into the light. Zedling Zaki had just earned his forklift license and landed his first job at a transport company in the heart of Kiev, Ukraine. Today was his very first day on the job, but instead of a warm welcome, he was greeted by a not-so-friendly prank from his seasoned co-workers. As he stepped into the warehouse, the team had already cooked up a little initiation to throw him off. What followed left him red-faced, confused, and facing an unexpected psychological test on day one. Curious to see how Zedling Zaki handled the prank. Watch closely and decide for yourself. Was this just a harmless joke or an unfair challenge for the new guy? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear what you think about his first day. Welcome. A bold, some might say reckless decision was made. Normally, moving heavy construction machines to the other side of this mountain, split by a deep ravine, takes nearly 2 hours of detouring around treacherous roads. But today, the crew chose a shortcut, a dangerous one. They decided to drive bulldozers, massive multi-ton machines, across a narrow steel bridge that was never meant to hold anything heavier than a pickup truck. One by one, the machines crept onto the fragile bridge. Beneath them, a sheer drop that would give anyone chills. If you're faint of heart, this might be your cue to look away, because what comes next will have your palms sweating and your breath held tight. After years of service, the old water tower had finally reached the end of its life. Today, the demolition crew was called in to bring it down. A heavy-duty excavator rolled in, cables were secured around the steel frame, and the tension began to build. Then, boom! With one mighty pull, the tower came crashing down in a thunderous roar that echoed across the entire town. The ground shook, windows rattled, and startled residents rushed outside, some thinking it might have been an earthquake. Once a local landmark, now reduced to twisted metal and dust. A dramatic end to a structure that had stood watch for decades. Two reckless men tried to lower a heavy load from the third floor using forklifts. No safety, no control. Then, boom! The load crashes to the ground, completely shattered. A jaw-dropping fail. No one knows how this heavy machine ended up beneath the frozen river. Now, excavators are struggling in the bitter cold, battling thick ice in a slow, painful recovery effort.
Вот тому на ход бы дать.
This bulldozer shared the same fate, stuck in a frozen river. But unlike others, it was successfully recovered. And incredibly, it still runs like nothing ever happened. Oh my God. I have no idea what just happened here. Everything looks like a scene of total destruction. Was it a deadly crash? A bombing? Who knows? If you recognize what this is, drop your thoughts in the comments below. Can you guess what's about to happen next? The tension's building. And then, boom! Oh my God. What just happened? These maniacs just made a reckless move, driving a truck loaded with logs across a flimsy wooden bridge. The result? They're stuck right in the middle. Now they're using a tractor and a cable to pull it back. And trust me, the dumb decisions aren't over yet. Keep watching. And here come more reckless drivers, this time in a truck even heavier than the last, stacked high with timber. They're going for it, crossing the same fragile wooden bridge. Will luck be on their side, or are we about to witness another disaster? Let's find out. Check out this guy's excavator skills. Absolutely next level. That move was smooth as silk. What do you think? If you had to rate it, how many points would you give him? Drop your score in the comments. Watch what this tiny but fearless girl does next. Oh my God. The truck suddenly takes off. No one behind the wheel. But in a split second, she sprints like a pro athlete, leaps onto the cabin, and takes control just in time. Disaster averted. By inches. Drop a like and send us some good vibes in the comments. Watch what happens next as two bulldozers on tracks try to pull each other across a road blanketed in ice. The tracks slip, engines roar, and every move is razor tight. One wrong move, and this could go south fast. Keep watching. And this might just be the worst rescue attempt I've ever seen. A tractor was trying to pull a track machine out from under the frozen river when snap! The cable broke. The dozer plunged into the icy water, sending up boiling swirls and shattering sheets of lake ice. An absolute mess. And a moment you won't forget. This is the unmatched power of the Mega Mess 34, a true monster in the world of earth-moving machines. Engine, Caterpillar, C18, ACERT, V8, diesel horsepower, 620 to 670, HP bucket capacity, 34 cubic yards. Rated load, capacity, 82,200 pounds. Thanks to its self-loading capability and automated lifting system, the MES-34 can power through long hours of non-stop work, even in the harshest environments. ideal for major highway and infrastructure construction, open pit mining operations, large-scale industrial site grading and land clearing. When you need muscle, endurance and precision, this is the machine you call in. A heavy, relentless rain has triggered flash flooding in a small town in eastern Brazil. Torrents of muddy water are rushing down from the mountains. Acting fast, the town's mayor has called in nearby construction equipment to dig emergency barriers, trying to stop the flood waters from reaching residential areas. Let's send them our prayers and hope they succeed before it's too late. Oh my God, an absolute disaster just happened. A crane cable suddenly snapped, dropping an entire excavator into a deep pit, right while workers were on site. It was a terrifying moment, the kind that makes your heart stop. Miraculously, no one was injured. But this is one close call they won't soon forget. Oh my God, what just happened? This morning, Alex was thrilled to get a call from his ex-girlfriend. She needed him to dig a fish pond. Excited by the chance to see her again, and tired of his grumpy wife, he quickly called Tommy to bring the truck and help load up his old excavator. Eager to get moving, Alex rushed the machine onto the truck without securing the wheels first, and then disaster struck. Witness the insane power of the Toyota Land Cruiser. This beast just pulled a heavy-duty Chinese semi-truck in reverse. Tires spinning, dirt flying, and clouds of dust exploding everywhere, while the truck's chassis looked like it was about to rip apart. An absolutely brutal display of raw force. Unreal. An absolutely masterful downhill descent by a Vietnamese driving pro. He handled the slope with ice-cold focus, razor-sharp precision, and just the right touch of madness. Every turn, every brake, flawless. A breathtaking moment of skill and nerves of steel. What do you think about this level of stupidity? This reckless driver hit the road with his truck bed still raised and paid the price. The result? A brutal crash, total chaos, a hard lesson for dangerous carelessness. A madman behind the wheel of a tractor, and oh Lord, chaos followed. Something ridiculous happened, and the kids nearby? They couldn't stop laughing. An unexpected disaster turned into a comedy show. A reckless crane operator tried to lift a ship way over the weight limit and paid the price. The crane toppled over, sending the massive vessel crashing down onto another boat docked by the river. The impact was deafening, a thunderous disaster no one will forget. Oh my God, it all happened so fast. The vehicle tipped in a split second, no time to react. Is the driver okay? Everyone's holding their breath, waiting to find out. A crane was carefully lifting another crane vehicle off a cargo ship. Everything seemed smooth. Until, oh my God, the cable suddenly snapped and the machine crashed down with a bone-chilling impact. The sound echoed like thunder, a moment no one saw coming. Watch this beast of a military tank showing off its power, rolling straight over an obstacle. That poor Mazda didn't stand a chance. It got crushed like a soda can under a boot. Pure, unstoppable force on full display. On screen is an incredible run by a tractor-pulling beast from Denmark. a machine with jaw-dropping power. Just look at that smokestack. It blasts out like a roaring jet stream, shaking the ground as it charges forward. This is raw horsepower at its finest. Let's watch this monster in action. A heavy-duty machine was engulfed in flames, thick smoke rising into the sky. Locals quickly called the fire department. Over 10 minutes later, the fire trucks arrived. But while the firefighters were still fumbling with their hoses, a nearby farm water truck jumped into action. It rushed over and sprayed the fire with its irrigation hose. In just over 10 minutes, the flames were out, before the fire crew had even gotten their gear ready. A powerful reminder. Sometimes quick thinking beats official protocol. Oh my God! This rescue attempt turned into one for the books. While trying to pull a stuck vehicle, the tractor suddenly snapped in half, split clean into two pieces, leaving everyone stunned. A shipping container suddenly dropped from 100 feet, 30 meters, slamming into the ground with a thunderous crash. Thankfully, no one was underneath. If you're faint of heart, seriously, skip this part. These two insane drivers are pulling off a stunt no sane person would attempt. An absolutely ridiculous rescue fail. A bulldozer tried to lift its overturned buddy, only to flip over itself in the process. What was meant to be a rescue turned into a double disaster. You can't make this up. What's going on with this bulldozer? Tony just got the call. An Iveco truck was stuck deep in frozen mud and snow. He rushed to the scene. The entire wheelbase was buried, the driver having tried and failed to break free. The snow made traction nearly impossible. Tony brought in a sand spreader to fight the ice, teaming up with a tractor for the pull. But the tension snapped the cable. Realizing brute force wouldn't cut it, Tony grabbed a shovel and started digging, by hand. Once the wheels were clear, he climbed into his trusty tractor, hit the throttle, and the truck came free. Smooth as ever. 5 freezing hours. One determined man. Mission complete. Like a dancer on stage, the Bobcat S1350 mini dozer delivered a flawless performance. It smoothly rolled up onto the bed of a pickup truck, every move sharp, balanced and precise, ready to head out for the next job. If the rear forklift had just lifted and pushed the stuck one from the start, things wouldn't have been this messy and exhausting. Rescue operations aren't just about power. They need experience and a bit of smart thinking. Sometimes doing it right from the beginning makes all the difference. These drivers are nothing short of reckless and irresponsible. If those cargo loads had fallen in the middle of busy traffic, who knows what kind of disaster could have unfolded. One careless move could have turned the entire street into chaos. Absolutely unacceptable. And just like that, we've reached the end of today's video. If these moments had you on the edge of your seat or gave you an adrenaline rush, don't hesitate to smash that like button and make sure to hit subscribe so you won't miss any of the thrilling stories coming up next. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.